Hey guys, it's Heather. Welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a tutorial on a soft glam look featuring the beautiful Tartelette Juicy palette. This is one of my absolute favorite palettes to create like a very soft glam look. So before we get started, please subscribe if you haven't already. I make all different types of video like beauty, makeup, organization, and cleaning tips. So definitely subscribe and check out my channel if you are new. All right, let's get into the video. So I'm gonna start off using the Becca Backlight Primer. This is really pretty. I haven't used this in a while. I'm just gonna apply it with my fingers. This just provides a really nice glowy base that'll look really beautiful under the foundation because the foundation that I'm using today is a little bit more matte. So we're gonna use the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is a really nice full coverage foundation. It's one of my favorites from Milani, and I'm gonna do generous amount here because I want to make sure that it covers. And in case you're curious, I'm using the shade Warm Beige. So coupling the Milani with the Backlight primer is what really gives it a really nice glowy finish. And for concealer, I'm going to use Tape Shape. And if you saw my last beauty video, I did all like cult classics or legacy products, and I featured Tarte Shape Tape in that video. So in the next week or so, I'm gonna be doing a drugstore version of that video because a lot of you mentioned that you wanted that. So it'll be all cult classics of drugstore products. So that video will be up in a couple of weeks. I'm really excited for that one. I feel like there are so many great products from the drugstore that are really affordable and that work just as good, if not better than high end. Quickly blending that in here with a flat angle brush that I got off of Amazon for like $5. I'll link the pack below, it's really good. And they're really good affordable brushes that you can get off of Amazon. I'm gonna pop a little bit of NYX Banana Finishing Powder. This is my favorite under eye setting powder from the drugstore. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I go through this stuff like crazy. And to powder the rest of my face, I'm gonna use the Neutrogena Mineral Shears Foundation. It's a really, really nice powder. And what I like about it is that when I use the cream blush that I'm gonna be using here in a second for this look, it layers over it so nice. For bronzer, I'm using the L'Oreal Lumi. Do any of you have this? Mine broke after like only a couple uses, but it is one of my favorite, if not my favorite bronzer from the drugstore, so I'll let it slide. But I mean, what do you expect with packaging? You know who has really nice drugstore packaging is Milani. I feel like none of their stuff ever breaks, and it's at that price point and they still are able to provide really, really nice packaging. So moving on to blush here, I have a new blush favorite. So it's funny, the Rare Beauty, this is in the shade Adore, and I got it in like the little Sephora birthday gift. I was gonna order this in the shade Joy like a while ago because I just felt like that was more of the shade that I typically go for. Not to say that I won't, I probably will order it since I love the formula, but this shade in Adore is like the perfect pink. And this is only the mini, but I've been using it non-stop. I really, really, really like it. So I just do like 4 dots typically, like that on each side, and that's more than enough. And I like using just like a regular little brush and just kind of dabbing it on, and it's very dewy and sheen, but it does provide a lot of coverage. And once I put the highlighter on here in a second, I'm also using a cream highlighter from Colourpop. It layers so nice and just provides the most beautiful glow that's like perfect for an everyday soft glam look. I love this stuff. Definitely, in my opinion, worth the hype. I feel like it does last a really long time, and my favorite thing to do is, if I wanna make sure that the blush lasts a little bit longer, is I will top it with the Tarte blush. I like to use this one specifically. It is in the shade Doll Face. It is also like a really, really pretty pink. In the pan, it looks very bright pink, like bubblegum pink, but it is a perfect topper over this to ensure that your blush is gonna last all day. So now we're gonna go in with the shade Wisp by Colourpop. It is my favorite highlight shade from them. I just take my 2 fingers here, kind of rub it in the pan, because I feel like that's how I get the most control. And then I am just going to tap it on like directly over where I did the blush, almost like in a little mini like crescent C. And it just goes over so nicely. It just looks very natural and dewy. And then sometimes I'll go back in with the blush brush and just kind of pat it up so everything is nice and blended together. But it is just so pretty for like a very soft, natural, glowy look. So moving on to the eyes. One of my favorite palettes to do like a very soft glam type of look is the Tartelette Juicy palette. It has really, really pretty colors, easy to work with, very complimentary. So I'm gonna go in with the shade right here. It's called Inspiring, and I'm gonna put it all over my lid and up into my crease. You can see just a really pretty wash of color. It's very natural, very complimentary, not harsh at all. Next, I'm gonna use this shade right here. It is called Petal, and I'm gonna focus it really tight just into like the outer portion of my eyelid here, into the crease, just to give it a little bit more dimension, but I don't wanna overdo it because this look is very soft. So I'm gonna use a very tiny, precise brush. This one is Jaclyn Hill JH40. I got it at Ulta, and I'm just gonna make sure I get like all the color down all over the brush and just focus that really gentle just on that outer portion and just swirl it around at the base of the lid. So it kind of makes like a deep V in here. And I'm gonna go back in with that first shade, Inspiring, and just gently buff out the edges here. Using my finger, I'm gonna take this shade Reflect down at the bottom here, and I like to use my ring finger, and I'm gonna dab it on, focusing on the center towards the inner portion of my eye, just to add some brightness to the look and like soften it up a little bit. And I just kind of lightly blend it so that everything is nice and blended, and it just looks super soft and natural. And I'm gonna take the shade up top here, it's called Water Lily, and put that in the inner corners. Taking that first shade, Inspiring here, and dusting it under my eyes. And the last thing we're gonna do with this palette is take the shade Wishful right there and highlight under the brow bone. And I'm just gonna quickly touch up my brows. I did do them ahead of time just because it saves time, but I'm just going to quickly touch them up because when I put the foundation on, it kind of wiped a lot of the product off. Lining my waterline with the shade Overboard. Such a pretty shimmery copper shade, perfect for like a very soft look. For mascara, I'm gonna be using the Essence mascara, and it is the one that I believe it's, let's see, the Volume Stylist 18-Hour Lash Extension Mascara. It makes your lashes look like you have individual extensions, and it's very soft and wispy. Definitely one of my favorites from Essence, and a really, really good mascara. So if you haven't checked it out, and it's been on your list, I would definitely recommend it. I just find that it really lengthens, it separates your lashes, and it doesn't make them look like chunky or spider-like, just very wispy and full and natural. So I've been liking doing just a lip liner with a gloss on top of it. This is like a very light pink gloss. It's actually called Ice, I believe. It is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. Love this. So I'm gonna go in using the NYX pencil. This is in the shade Nude Pink. It is really nice and creamy. And I'm just gonna slightly overline like this outer portion of my lip and not take it in too far in here. This is a perfect pinky nude color. Because I have Invisalign, it makes it super challenging to really do any lip product. So this is why I've been liking doing the liner and just the gloss, so then it doesn't get like all over my teeth and my liners. One of my favorite drugstore lip glosses. And I'm gonna set everything into place with all-nighter. Because I'm gonna be going on a boat a little later. I wanna make sure everything stays in place. So here is the final look. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like the Tartelette Juicy palette, and also let me know what kind of videos you want to see from me. Again, I do all things like beauty, makeup, and then cleaning and organizing tips and videos. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.